radar that we've seen today, and we've seen a lot of big tornadoes today. So this one's going to cause a lot of problems, unfortunately. My goodness. So remember, Kenansville, we got this one coming up in towards you in Gap Creek Swamp, but a much bigger one is now forming over here near 10 Mile Road in Florida, moving up towards Bull Creek. And unfortunately, that's not the only tornado that we have to worry about right now. I'm telling y'all that we got a big water spout right now happening right in the middle of Lake Okeechobee. We're going to have to be worried about that one as it comes up towards the town of Okeechobee. This right here is going north. This right here. Okay? So Okeechobee, y'all watch out. You're one of those people I was just talking about. If you're watching this, you have the advantage of having an early heads up. Okay, get the shoes on, get the go bag ready, get your safe spot ready, get yourself prepared, charged phone, battery bank, whatever it is. Get ready. Hopefully nothing happens, but in a worst case scenario, you're going to wish that you had gotten ready if you don't. Same thing goes for our folks up here in Port St. Lucie. We've got that really strong storm that we've been watching that just went to the east of Indiantown. It's still moving up to the north, getting ready to cross Martin Highway and then go right up into Port St. Lucie. It's going to cross Southwest Becker Road first. It's going to cross Interstate 95 right where we just recently had a tornado, and we've got emergency services out there. There's traffic backed up, an extremely dangerous situation. Riley, go ahead.
Hey, Ryan, taking our attention back to the hurricane quick, the stronger of the outer tropical storm force wind bands are almost there, and we are starting to see the storm surge go up in Tampa Bay. It sounds like as of just a little bit ago, there's still people on the beaches. I saw chat earlier describing that as trying to win a Darwin Award, and if you are on the beach, that's basically what you're doing. You're not going to survive a wall of water, so get away and get away now.
Thank you so much. Riley, yeah, this is, if we've learned anything today, this is not the storm to play around with. This is, if the tornadoes are any sort of, indication as to how powerful the overall storm is, like this is definitely something that we want to take extremely seriously for all the residents that are involved here in Florida. And my goodness, just this big area of rotation right here is going to be a giant tornado coming right up towards Little Scrub campgrounds within the next little bit. We do have storm chasers out there. Nick is in Kenansville. Bryce Shelton's near Bartow, Florida. And we also have a lot of different ways of keeping an eye on the storm surge as it comes in. And once again, we are going to try to do both at the same time. We're going to cover this tornado outbreak as it continues to be a big problem. And we're also going to do the tropical coverage here. I'm going to go through all of our tornado warnings. And then we're going to try to, hopefully, if there's no major developments while I do this, we're going to try to also update you on the latest radar presentation and satellite presentation from the hurricane. All right, so if you are in Osceola or Brevard counties in Florida, you're under a confirmed tornado warning. Take shelter now. This is definitely, a big tornado happening right now, probably the biggest tornado of the day. Thankfully, at this very moment, it's not near much of anything, but it is about to go over 10 Mile Road. It's going to go up towards Little Scrub Park, Bull Creek Swamp, and then the Bull Creek Wildlife Area. It might make it as far north as the Game Bird Groves Air Park and Deer Park. So Bull Creek and Deer Park in Florida. Y'all need to be in your safe spots. This is, this looks like it could be a monster of a tornado here in Osceola and Brevard counties, Florida. We've seen a lot of bad tornadoes today. This could be the worst one. Additionally, we've got several areas of rotation that we're watching over here in eastern Florida, closer to Vero Beach. All right, Vero Beach, you're under a tornado warning. Take shelter. We've got another area of rotation near Lakewood Park, moving up towards Oslo. You guys need to take shelter. We've got a very concerning area of rotation down here with our confirmed tornado warning for St. Lucie and Martin counties in Florida. That is now officially back over the interstate. So if there's a tornado associated with this, we believe there may be, it's going over the interstate right now, Interstate 95 near Islesworth. Go ahead, Andy.
Yes, Ryan, I do think there is a tornado there. A new cycle of that tornado is ongoing since the debris signature from it previously did vanish for a couple of frames, but I do think that there is a consistent drop in the correlation coefficient there. My primary concerns right now are there's 4 storms, of course, are one that is producing a new tornado with that very noticeable forward flank. It's very smooth presentation on radar right next to the Melbourne radar, headed up towards Deer Park. Again, I want to reiterate every cycle of this storm has produced a tornado that then detaches from the storm and moves west. And that every time it moves west, it will go towards areas closer to Highway 441, all the way up till it gets to Deer Park and Hollopaw. So please be warned of that within that warning itself. In addition, one of the most concerning things that I'm looking at right now is actually right on Vero Beach and Gifford. The latest scan of velocity there shows me that there is an acceleration of the inflow into the area of concern that could begin to rotate and produce a tornado over Gifford, Indian River Shores, and Wabasso here, and Orchard and Orchid, sorry, and eventually Sebastian. So all of y'all, this storm is very concerning to me. It is entirely wrapped in rain. Just wanted to say that if you're going to try to go and see it, you're not going to see anything and you'll be in a very dangerous situation. So this storm has previously produced a tornado. I can still see some of the debris fall out from that tornado that's falling west of I-95. But this new area of concern is right along Highway 1 that goes right parallel to the shore here. So very concerned about all of those. In addition, we finally got the tornado warning for Okeechobee, the town proper, the city proper here. That rotation is coming on shore. And yeah, if you haven't seen what's happened so far today, this storm could very much well do the same for parts of the town, especially since just northwest of it was impacted by a significant tornado earlier. And the tracks, if you're looking at the storm and you know how the tracks were moving previously, now they're moving more northerly compared to northwesterly here in these some of these warnings we're looking at, because the hurricane itself has moved more to the north. So everything following around the hurricane, the spiral rain bands, are now moving counterclockwise with it. So instead of northwest to the north and east of the hurricane center, now they're east of the hurricane center and moving northerly. So we have to follow the tracks of the storms and let you know what towns are in the path of this new track as it evolves. And that's very important that you pay attention to that when we relay these warnings.
All right. Thank you so much, Andy. The massive tornado that is associated with this storm in Osceola and Brevard counties is moving directly towards the Little Scrub campground. This is a big tornado still, causing significant debris to be noted here on radar. If you're new, if you don't know what we're looking at here, this is correlation coefficient. It scans the sky, okay, and it looks and sees like what's the size and shape of everything look like. Is it mostly similar? Is it a bunch of raindrops? Okay, we'll paint most of that the same color. That's why most of this is orange and red here. That's where we've got similarly sized hydrometeors, stuff in the air. If we've got stuff that doesn't fit, if we've got oddly shaped things or things that are of different size and volume from everything else around it, that drops the correlation, right? It drops the correlation coefficient, and we paint those lower correlation coefficient values with a different color. In this case, it's blue. And in that area, we know that we have a large volume of stuff that shouldn't be in the sky, essentially. And that's how we know that there's a tornado there. We can verify that by overlaying or looking at the rotation as well. This is velocity. This doesn't show the size or shape of what's in the air. It shows the speed and direction. So we've got counterclockwise rotation here, very evident, and that's what's happening right here. A tornado lofting debris in Brevard County, Brevard County, Florida, moving up directly towards that Little Scrub campground. And eventually, Bull Creek. Bull Creek, please take shelter now. This is going to be, a dangerous storm. We don't want to mess around with it. Okay, they've officially issued our tornado warning for Okeechobee now. Okeechobee County and the town of Okeechobee is under a tornado warning as that big water spout that we had earlier is going to try to come onto shore, maybe as a tornado. We need to take shelter just in case. In Sherman, up the Grove Beach, Okeechobee, and of course Dixie Ranch Acres, and maybe even as far inland as Eagle Island. Take shelter immediately. The newest tornado warning, which it sounds crazy to say this, but we only have 9 right now. Well, never mind. We got 10. Our newest one is going to be down here near South Bay, Bell, Clad, Runyon, and Penoki. You guys are all under tornado warnings right now. We've got to get you into your safe spot. And what keeps happening here is we've got a ton of new storms still trying to pop up. All of our tornado warnings that we've been tracking are up here, right? And those are eventually going to maybe go out to sea or get oriented in a way that where there's not going to be causing as much of a tornadic problem. Hopefully that's the case anyways. But even if those stop producing tornadoes, look at this. We've got a set of supercells forming just to the north and west of Miami. These have really gotten very organized in the past little bit. This storm right here is a good candidate for a tornado warning. I can tell just by looking at the reflectivity. Velocity doesn't show much yet, but if it organizes even just a little bit more, areas just west of Andytown could be under a tornado warning here. And we're going to watch that storm as well as all of these other ones that are popping up over here in southeastern Florida. So